Electric vehicles may be the star of the show in 2023, but it looks like EV owners themselves are against innovations and are demanding gas cars back in 2024. Is that really true? Check it out. Well, it is not a big thing that the efficiency of gas and diesel-powered cars and trucks has begun to stagnate since 2016. This is the same time when the gasoline prices have fallen considerably. Almost 90% of the enhancement in the fuel efficiency of new US vehicles has come in the form of EVs and hybrids, which have been sold in greater numbers in the last decade. As a matter of fact, it is the increasing sales of electric and hybrid vehicles, which are the only thing that has kept the average fuel efficiency of US cars and trucks on a rising trend. Then why have we reached a point in 2024 when there has come a new demand for wanting to have gas cars back? Has the fuel efficiency in the United States given rise to two types of car buyers? Are we going to see more Americans opting for more efficient electric vehicles and hybrids at one end and another bigger group looking forward to gas guzzlers? Let's decode. Recently, a rental company, Hertz Global Holdings, threw a shocker in the EV industry when it announced to sell about 20,000 electric vehicles, including Teslas, from its US fleet. What prompted Hertz to take such a drastic decision? Well, all thanks to EV's higher side of expenses that occur during collision and damage, which made Hertz opt for gas-powered vehicles. It can be quite startling to note that the shares of the firm that also operates vehicles from Swedish EV maker Polestar, among others, fell about 4%. Tesla's stock was down about 3%. Hertz also anticipates to book around $245 million charge related to depreciation expenses from the suggested EV sale in the fourth quarter of 2023. It is no new fact that in recent times, the growth rate of sales of electric vehicles has lowered like anything. Hertz's decision highlights the bumpy road EVs have crashed, thus reflecting on how car makers like General Motors and Ford have decided to scale back production plans of those vehicles. Morgan Stanley analyst Adam Jonas shared how he considers the rental company Hertz's move to be a warning across the EV sector. Hertz has explained itself through its decision that the expectations on electric vehicles have to be reset downward all over the market. While consumers enjoy the driving experience and fuel savings per mile of an EV, there are other hidden costs to EV ownership, Jonas added. So Hertz's decision to ditch 20,000 EV cars came owing to its expensive repairs. Expenses related to collision and damage, primarily associated with EVs, remained high in the quarter, Hertz said in a regulatory filing recently. It is not just Hertz that has learned the hard way over the past year, but also German rental car company Sixt that announced in December 2023 that it had not brought Tesla vehicles since 2022. It also plans to sell its fleet of Teslas as part of its regular defleeting process. However, Sixt acknowledged that it still has plans to stick to its goal to electrify 90% of its rental fleet in Europe by 2030. Hertz too earlier set a target for 25% of its fleet to be electric by the end of 2024. However, right now, the company said it plans to concentrate on enhancing profitability for the remaining vehicles in its EV fleet. While 20,000 cars isn't a large number in the total used vehicle market, it does mean Hertz will be taking a major loss on each of these sales while further contributing to the trend of falling used EV values, iSeeCars.com analyst Carl Brauer said. Want to know what is the price that the car rental firm is selling Tesla models for? Well, for instance, Hertz is selling the Tesla Model 3 for as low as approximately $20,000, which is roughly half the purchase price for the cheapest variant of the compact sedan. The company's used car website has listed over 700 EVs on sale that also includes BMW's i3, Chevrolet's Bolt, and Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y SUVs. So, is the higher cost of repair and service a deciding factor for EV buyers and owners too to have had enough of EVs? Before we get to know what is the viewpoint of EV owners in this matter, we will try to understand what exactly it takes to drive and charge an EV car. Of course, buyers need to be aware of what it means to service and maintain these EV cars and how much that will cost them. So comparing EVs and gas-powered vehicles, well, they are different in several ways, and not just for the change in engines. EVs, of course, don't have engines and are often called computers on wheels. Yeah, you don't need oil changes and also require fewer moving parts. EVs also don't have spark plugs. In fact, Tesla takes pride in advertising its EV as eliminating the need for service. Yeah, it is true that EVs need less service, but their repairs could be expensive. We will tell you in detail. Many parts of the EVs are similar to those in a gas-powered car, such as the suspension, body, and brakes. However, EV drivers must replace the wipers and wiper fluid, similar to any gas-powered car, and rotate the tires. EVs differ the most in the propulsion elements, and while EVs are usually long-lasting vehicles, slowly particular components may wear out or require repair. Bill Newman, head of auto at SAP North America, shared with Insider how electric cars tend to have quite a long life in terms of vehicle miles traveled. It may also be many hundreds of thousands of miles versus 100,000 miles. That's why, according to him, the frequency of repairs may be less. However, the costs for repair will increase considerably. A Kelley Blue Book assessment of the total cost to possess an EV versus an internal combustion engine vehicle counted EV maintenance costs of $4,246 on average over 5 years of ownership, lower than the $4,583 estimate for gas-powered cars. However, it assessed EVs have slightly higher repair costs, approximately $1,712 on average, which is compared to the $1,695 average repair costs for gas-powered vehicles. Quinn Garcia, managing director at VC firm Autotech Ventures, said that EVs don't need as much maintenance costs such as fluids and fillers. However, EVs need high-ticket repairs. So what more can be expected from EVs? Well, EV tires are distinct from those on gas-powered vehicles. Overall, EV tires should be able to manage heavy loads, mainly due to their battery, quicker initial acceleration, and even noise reduction. The weight and near-instant torque of EVs means higher tire wear, which could mean they need to be replaced quite regularly. There is no clarity as of now on how EV batteries age and whether they would require replacement. It is also not possible that they will last even for their first owner. However, once an EV adoption comes in place in the market, then variables such as battery's health and charge state will be made important to identify if a second or third owner can anticipate a huge replacement cost. This phase may change if battery technology is enhanced, and production also increases for EVs. There is an advantage for EVs that you don't have to replace your brakes, as wear is lowered with regenerative braking. So what does it mean for car dealers? Well, car dealers have been examining how much of an influence that possibly less frequent vehicle service will have on their bottom lines. After-sales service is a large part of their business service. We all think that after-sales service is going to be a profit center in the future, Garcia said. How do dealers navigate that thin line between focusing on after-sales, but also navigating EVs not requiring as much after-sales service? EV owners had to face a big blow after Hertz announced its decision to backtrack on its big EV bet. Teslas, Volvos, Polestars, and more are already in the throes of slowing growth as the waves of early adopters are drying up, and prices for production and delivery are going stubbornly high. Considering every EV driver's situation is distinct, several variables can influence the ownership cost. If you liked watching our video, click on like and subscribe to our channel.